Alright people, how we doing? I'm alright. I had a busy day. I was up in Edinburgh yesterday doing my training for the kind of volunteering thing I'm looking into. Obviously I've explained before it's helping guys coming out of prison, and obviously that's something I've got experience with, you know what I mean? Mine was fucking doing my nothing the whole time I was sitting there, see on the train and all that. No matter what way I moved it, it was painful. But the funny thing is, the day it seems to be kind of getting. It feels like it's getting better. So I don't know if it's. I've been on the painkillers for about fucking 9 days, so I don't know if it's just masking it or what. But it does feel better. So and you know your own body, so all good. And I'm just glad that obviously it's not going to kind of impact other things, because obviously I was thinking, fuck's sake, man, if that's torn ligaments, I'm off it, know what I mean? So that's how I kind of never managed to do a video yesterday, because it was about fucking 6:30 by the time I got off the back for Edinburgh, know what I mean? So just want to come home, get something to eat and fucking chill, know what I mean? So the day I wanted to kind of change it up, right? Because obviously coming on talking about fucking different true crime cases and all that. But the day I wanted to come on and talk about an incident that it involved me kinda, but it didn't really. Because obviously, I realise that I've done a lot of stories about this case and that case, and had one or two people on and all that kind of shit. Obviously, it's still a kind of new channel, relatively new. But I realised I've not really done a lot of videos of like talking about my own kind of shit. And I think that was really because I just assumed everybody that watched this channel had already watched. Sorry, I keep doing that. Just ate a couple of rolls and sausages. It's fucking one of the ones, not them. Yeah. Aye, so as I was saying, I just assumed that everybody who had started watching this channel had already watched the podcast with Ricky Killeen on his channel Behind the Bars TV, or else had watched my own Sean Atwood's channel. So I just assumed everybody on here already knew my background, if you get me, why I was in prison and all that kind of shit. And obviously there's kind of people who are messaging and all that, and then I'm realising like that isn't really the case, and like no everybody's watched me on other podcasts or whatever, they're just stumbling on the channel, seeing a video, whatever. So I was maybe thinking maybe I should start coming on and kind of start like talking about other shit, know what I mean? But I'm always happy to answer questions, not because at the end of the day, my life's an open book, fuck's sake, know what I mean? uh, so the story I wanted to talk about happened in 2009, a year to the day that I was due to be released, right, for that sentence. So it would have been 21st of May 2009, because my release date was 21st of May 2010, right? So obviously I've said how I was up in shots and that, right, before they rebuilt it and all that. So I remember in the end of 2008, they were obviously building Addywell Prison, which is in West Lothian, right? And it's a private jail, as is Kilmarnock Prison, the only two private jails in Scotland. They are different to any other jails I've been in. Just seems more lax, and I don't know. It's just different. If any's have ever been in any jails in our country, private jails are just different. Everything's different. Seems you get a lot more. It seems like you're entitled to a lot more. You can, know what I mean? It's just, it's alright. It's actually for doing time. It it can be, you can use it to your advantage. Like I found that education was better as well for some reason. I don't know if that's cause it's private or what. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so um, I get asked by the screws and shots, do you want to go to Adwell? Do you want to volunteer to go to Adwell? I'm like, there, fuck man, fucking, because obviously a lot of guys maybe tell you this, I don't know, but I've never, this has got to sound fucking crazy to people who've never been in jail, right? Shots was a good jail. Now, how do you get a good jail? Do you know what I mean? You're in fucking jail, but I always say it's no the jail, it's who's in it with you when you're there. Because, like, you could be like, people you just jail with straight away, and there's just a kind of camaraderie, if you want to call it that where everybody in the same wing seems to get on. There's maybe a couple of people everybody avoids or whatever, but for the most part, 80% of the whole are all really on good terms, speaking terms, or quite respectful. And I've never seen that in a lot of jails. I've seen it in a couple. So I wasn't really wanting to move for shots because I had already came back for Glen Oco, which was fucking ball busting, man. Like I only had 2 visits. I think the full year I was there, 10 months I was there, whatever it was, and it wasn't really a good place for me anyway. So I had just come back to shots about a year before, not meaning I wasn't really wanting to move again because it's a pain in the arse having to fucking having to move all the time, know what I mean, and fucking settle in and get to know everybody and all that push. Set your routine back up so you're no fucking sitting twiddling your thumbs or whatever. So obviously the first batch of prisoners has went to Adwell for shots, so they're like the first ones that have got there, right? And then after New Year, they basically told us, you're gone. Know what I mean? One of them ones. Don't know if it could have refused it, whatever, but I just thought, fuck it, I'll go and see what it's all about. Showers in your cell. Now, some people might be like, fucking showers in your cell, what the fuck's that about? Well, what's the big deal about that? Fucking go to clean your cell, ain't you? Know what I mean? And sometimes maybe staff can't open you up to get a shower, so it's like handier for them. You can go for a shower any time of fucking day, know what I mean? So, went up there in March 2009. Me, Murray fella, usual. Me, him, a boy for kind of Wishaw area, and somebody else. I can't even remember who the other person was. So it was me going for B hauling shots, and these 3 boys were going for C hauling shots, right? And went up there and could just tell the lunatics were running the asylum. Screws did not have a clue. A lot of them didn't seem to have a clue what they were doing. And I'll give you an example. I'm doing a heavy sentence, right? Know where they put us? The remand hall. So I've walked into the remand hall. I think it was Douglas. So there's different halls. There's Lomond, there's Douglas, there's fucking Tay, and is it Forth? Fuck knows, it's something like that. And I've went up and carried all my stuff up to my cell and put it on my cell, and somebody's walked up to me on the landing like, what jail did you come for there? And I was like, shots. And he's like, what? Shots? And I says, aye. And he's like, do you know this is a remand hall? I went round that screw here, come here a minute. Fuck's sake, sitting with guys just in half the street, guys not even been convicted yet, know what I mean? And I was just like, nah, no chance, mate. So, ended up moving us and that, and there was a lot of boys for Cambuslang, which is where I'm from, right? There was a lot of Cambuslang boys up there at the time, Rutherglen boys and all that, and guys, a lot of people I knew for the street, right? And one of them was a boy I was really close to. He was from my area. He's passed away, but and me and him were in TB, and it was mad, honestly. Like, I just used to hit the books a lot, and I was always up at the Italian class, at the Spanish class. But don't get me wrong, man. Like, a lot of people would be fucking, like, almost most of the hall would be getting mad with it. I used to do it sometimes, and alright, but I wouldn't fucking like be hammering it, overdoing it, see, like all that kind of shit. Still go to my education all the time, all that shit. Would stay away from the jail politics, all that shit, because the mad thing is about jail, like, when I say jail politics, what I mean by that is, if any's don't know, is like who's arguing with who's gonna fucking slash who, why they're gonna do it, who's getting drugs in, who fucking, it's just who's arguing with who outside, and it's just it's just it's not really, you need to watch what you're fucking doing, put it that way, because if you make a throwaway comment, you could be sitting next to somebody who, so say for talking sake, you're sitting in a waiting room, right, you're all sitting there, and you start talking about somebody, you could be talking about them in front of somebody who's really well close to them, and they could go back and tell them, or they could just fucking attack you, and you wouldn't even, you'd be like thinking, I don't even know this person, why are they attacking me? But they're attacking you because you're sitting talking about somebody they're really pal with, they're really close to, so you really need to watch what you're saying and what you're doing, mind your P's and Q's and all that. But when I was in Adderall, like, it wasn't like a super violent jail. Like, people say things like there's riots and what like, to me they're no riots, man. Like, they're smashing things up. That's like fucking, that's just a smash up, what we call a smash up back in the day, like, which was a form of protest in jails, right? Especially the YOs when I was there. Like, if fucking you get if the screws done something to you, just wreck your whole Peter, smash the toilet, smash the sink after the wall, all that shit. That's not a riot. A riot's like going on for days. There's hostages, guys getting done in, fucking just carnage, fires getting set and all that. Know what I mean? Like, just sometimes I think this, in this generation, this kind of this time we're in, I think there's a lot of words that get flung about that don't really match up to the definition. They can either maximise it, minimise it, whatever way you want to look at it. But anyway, so my wee pal, right, I don't want to say his name, right, obviously because he's passed away, but I'd thought about kind of talking about him and that, but I didn't want to ask his ma. I still talk to his ma, right, and I didn't want to ask her, is it alright if I speak about him? And I'm totally sure she would say aye, but I just still didn't want to do it, do you know what I mean? So I'll just refer to him, like, anonymously. So me and him are in the same hall, and he's one of these boys, right? He does not give a fuck who you are. And I think every scheming Glasgow's got somebody like that. In fact, not even just Glasgow, right? Fucking everywhere. Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen, Inverness, fucking Dumfries, man, everywhere, right? Everywhere. It's violence and crime doesn't stop at the city limits of Glasgow. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, if you're not inside the Glasgow city limits, you're not capable of doing it, and then Glasgow's capable of doing. Of course you are. Fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's what's in the old genetic makeup, innit? It's in your environment, how you're raised, all that shit. But even though I was doing my degree and all that, like, he was just getting involved in the politics and this and that, right? And being as close as I was to him, I knew if he done something and I was on site, I was near him, unlocked, I had to help him, right? It wasn't even up for debate. I would have to help him. That's how I feel. You never said that, and I never said that. But there's just some people, when you're in prison, if they're in trouble, you're it's almost like, imagine being in the army and one of your platoon, your fucking unit, whatever's getting attacked half somebody else, like, out with that, you've got to help them, do you know what I mean? It's like that in a lot of prisons with certain groups and people and all that, do you know what I mean? It's just, It doesn't happen. It's not like it happens with everybody. Like if me and you we don't know each other. Me and you are sitting and somebody attacks you, I'm not automatically obliged to help you or whatever, get involved. But when it's somebody you're close to, it's kind of a done thing, right? So, but he wasn't. He was a very violent boy, but he wasn't one of the people who, if he walked into a room, you would feel a vibe, totally covered in fucking scars all over him and all. But it's because of how he had no concern for his own safety as well as others, you know. See, if he was after you, man, he didn't give a fuck where you were stoning when he seen you. It was happening, you know what I mean? And a couple of times he'd ended up fucking having to go to hospital, get stitched up, whatever. So, like myself, do you know what I mean? It's like, you're not always coming out on top in a skirmish, innit? Fuck. Anyway, so... See, one day, right, so when we were lining up to get medication one day, right, and he was ahead of me in the line, right, and we're talking through, it's like a big set of bars, right, and the nurses were on the other side of the bars, right, and I just came out my cell, I was in there studying, I was fucking in my flip-flops or something, my slippers, right, a pair of fucking shorts. I went out and stood there, and he's arguing with a nurse through the bars, right? And they've got a big desk. Like, so the nurses are right up at the bars, right, with the desk with all the fucking medication laid out on it, and it's got everybody's name, number, whatever on it, right? And he's asking, the cat fuck knows what medication he was on. And the nurse refused to give him it, right? And he just done that, woof, and just snatched it. See, like, stuck his arm through the bar and just, and snatched it and pulled his arm back through, right? Because, like, the desk was pushed right up to the bars, so they could easily, this is how mad they are in these private jails sometimes, they just make, like, pure mad blunders like that, know what I mean? So that was the first mistake, you know what I mean, having all the meds that within arm's reach if you just put your arm through the bars, right? And he just grabbed his meds and fucking walked away. I think they were refusing to give him them or something, maybe he'd already been getting mad with it that day, fuck knows, I can't remember, but anyway, he's walked away, right, and then walked up the stairs, but I'm just stoning, I'm not thinking nothing, you know what I mean, and the nurse was shouting at the screws, yeah, he's just fucking stole medication or something. It was his own medication, but and these two screws have ran after him, but I'm no mean this in a bad way, right? It was a guy and it was a boy and a male and a female screw, right? The woman was probably about late 50s, maybe even 60. Could tell she liked the drink and the fags, know what I mean? The boy, the male screw was looked like something out of fucking Boyzone or something, man. The mad spiky hair and the mad young face and all that, and they've ran up the stair after him, right? And I didn't, you know what, I didn't even run and help him because I just thought he will destroy the two of them. They'll run away from him. I just thought that, I knew that, in fact, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that like try to fucking slag them with it, and you just know sometimes, you know what I mean? There's no shame in admitting it, fuck's sake. You're never, there's always got to be somebody, isn't there? And then I'm standing in the queue, and then they must have radioed for help, right? And this fucking unit manager walks in with the budgie smuggler trousers on, like skin tight dress trousers, and a pink shirt, short sleeve shirt. He's walked in like, I'll deal with it. And the way he said it, man, I just thought, oh, do you think so? And he's ran up the stairs, and I've just heard this mad. If you've ever been in jail and you've heard a fight happening inside a cell or a room, you can hear it happening, right? Obviously, it'd be the same outside as well. And I've just heard bang, crash, wallop. So I've ran up the stairs, right? And fucking the three of them were all jumping on him, right? And I've ran down, right, and see the guy with the pink shirt. I put him in a fucking headlock, right, and just started running down the landing with him in a headlock, man. The whole hall's watching this. And my pal just done that and just got up and threw these 2 screws right off him. And he's standing like fucking veins popping out his neck, eyes bulging out his fucking head. And I'm like, you better calm down, your guy's done in. Obviously, they've hit the bells in that, and then next thing you know, the wing TB's just flooded with screws, right? And the whole hall get locked up. But see, the fucked up thing is, right? See my next door neighbour in the hall. I knew him for shots. He was an older guy, right? See, when the screws were all trying to get up the stairs, he was standing like with his arms on each railing, like blocking their path. Like, but he was just being like, he wasn't doing it trying to obstruct him. He was just like, what's the password or something? See, like that daft shit you used to do, right? And I regretted it. Cause see later on that day they've locked the full hall down, right? And they've took my pal to the digger. And I'm lying in my cell, right? And I can hear the next door neighbour's cell getting opened. And I heard them screaming, man. I mean, putting the locks on them and all that. And I swear down, I was like, holy fuck. I thought, I'm not gonna lie, right? I ended up putting my kettle on to boil the kettle because I thought they had went to the wrong cell. I thought that was for me because I put the fucking unit manager in the headlock. And I'm like, oh, what, man, right? So anyway, they've carted him to the digger and then they've all come in and all that. And I'm standing there and can't mind exactly what we were talking about, but they were saying like obstructing an officer or not. And I says, here, be it for me to tell me your job, but if you're going to cart a prisoner, you have to lock the hall up first. You're trying to fucking restrain a prisoner and the full hall's fucking opened up. Somebody's gonna fucking attack you or stop you, do something. You're putting people in a position. Now, I'm not sitting going, oh, well, me and him weren't at fault. Obviously, there's a bit of blame everywhere, you know what I mean? It's like, we've all got our own roles to play and all that shit, but if that was SPS jail, that would never happen. What would have happened as soon as he snatched the meds, the hall would have get locked up and he'd have get dealt with. Do you know what I mean? Whatever way, like carted, whatever. So I ended up getting a report for what I said, obstructing an officer in their duties or some shit. I didn't get any days in the cigarette, but aye, that was fucking mental. But that wasn't even actually the story I came on to tell about my pal. This happened just before that. So, it's just kind of like painting a picture of kind of the way that he was, like outside and inside. You know what I mean? Just fucking one of the craziest boys I've ever met in the jail. Not even in the jail, I mean outside, do you know what I mean? Because he's from my area, do you know what I mean? But as I say, he's passed away. So on the 21st of May 2009, sitting eating my fucking dinner out at the tables, right? And I didn't even see him getting into a cell with this other guy, right? And next thing all you see is buff, cream, bash, crash, wallop, and the cell door slamming shut. And the guy who was in the cell tried to run out the cell, holding his face on, and he was getting dragged back in, and eventually he got away. And my pal came out and he walked into my cell and flushed the weapon down the toilet, but I didn't even see him doing that. He just walked out because the guy that was attacked was only about 2 doors down from me, right? So he's walked out there, walked in my cell, right, and I've got up for the dinner table and like kind of walked very quickly out of my cell and he was stoning, wiping blood off him with baby wipes. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck did you do that for? I thought he was just trying to talk to me, but anyway, full hall's been locked up obviously, and then fucking I've heard see like going round the doors, no hinting nothing there. I was sitting reading and fucking next thing I know, like 4 screws or something have come into my cell saying we're taking you to the segregation unit, and I'm like, what? And I couldn't think why. But I just thought maybe it's because he's walked in my cell. They think I was something to do with it. I don't know. Probably would have been that. But they took me down to the seg, right, and I swear to God that I was absolutely, I was angry, right, and I said this to my pal after it, man. I was quite angry with him, man, but there's nothing you can do, do you know what I mean? You're already there, so. But they took me, him and the other boy down to the seg, right, and that fucking Addy digger was just weird. They had the window in the cell, right, but you couldn't even fucking see out it. It was like, know how like frosted, like you can just see like fucking the shape of people walking past if they're walking past. No, it was just a fucking weird digger. Like it's in a straight line. It's not like an L shape like some of the other diggers I've been in. You can shout across to people and make lines or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It was just fucking. It was weird, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I ended up getting on a what you call a dirty protest. Now, if any's who have been watching this don't know what a dirty protest is, um, smearing excrement or your cell. Now, you make me thinking, how the fuck could you do that? Well, it was my way of protesting. I was doing there for something I had nothing to do with, because I couldn't exactly tell them, wasn't me, I'll tell you everything you want to know, know what I mean? But what I done was, see the half of the cell where my bed was? I left all that, but then see the other side, just fucking caked it, man. Obviously it smells bad, right? But see, after a couple of hours, you stop smelling it. So anyway, remember they were coming out of dairy medication, right? You start seeing the screw's face when he opened the door. I wish I had a picture. I mean, at the time, obviously, right? When him and the nurse opened the door, he was like, it was fucking priceless, man. And he was like, what the fuck have you done this for, not? And I was like, ah, fucking, just explain to him, not him. But I'm doing here for something I'm nothing to do with, you fucking bam, get the fuck. Pure gutted, like, I'm out a year the day. You know, a cunt's just been slashed. And I'm in the seg for it as well. Know what I mean? So anyway, I was doing the digger a week, and they took me into the orderly room to explain to me, because they need, when they take you to the digger for something like that, they need to give you paperwork telling you you're being investigated for a violent incident, blah 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 blah, right? You'll be kept here until such times as your investigation's been carried out. And then I didn't know this at the time, right? CID had come into the prison and searched my cell, my pal's cell, and the other guy's cell, right? At that time, I was like halfway through a degree, right? I didn't have any true crime books lying about. It was all academic books, mad, just like fucking things you'd be like, who's fucking, they actually said to the governor, whose fucking cell is this? And when I went into the like the orderly room with the governor and that, he was like that to me, here, you're a very interesting guy and all that. And I was like, aye, how? And he's gone, like, just because of the shit they were finding in my room. And it was like half of the room and the cell in the hall was just all post-it notes with verbs, see, like, because I was learning languages and all that. So they must have been like, who's this fucking weirdo, know what I mean? It's normally all you find's FHM, Nuts magazines, fucking, what, Max Power, see, like, motor magazines, whatever. Like, you don't usually find this kind of shit. And it's not to say people in jail aren't smart. You know what I mean? I've met hundreds of smart people in jail, a lot of talented people, especially with like art and computing and all that, but they're just in jail, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad. But my pal, he get kept in there, and with the other boy, and I got back up to the hall, and I swear to God, right, I walked into my cell, took one fucking look at it, and said, I want moved out this hall now, because you ever been in a house that's been raided with a search warrant? See the way they leave the house, everything's piled up on tables and beds, and everything's fucking. That's how my cell looked, and there was that much shit. I just thought, I can't put all this back together. I just want to move out this hall, so I get moved to 4th C. That was mad, that hall. Lot of booze, lot of drugs, all that, but I liked it, man. I had a Haribo habit then. You know what I mean? But see, when that happened, man, I was just like a year to the day of my release, and because I've been roped into it, man, I was thinking all sorts like, what if this and what if that? My pal says to me, he's like, you know, I would have pled to that to get you off it, and I know he would have, but it was just the fucking, it was just the fact it happened, you know what I mean? Like, fuck's sake. And I did get out in the 21st of May 2010, but obviously I'd got recalled in 2011 and ended up meeting my pal in Ballina, right? I mind after that time I attacked that boy who was in for murdering my cousin. Lying down the Wendy house the next day, right? Oh, here's Catch Me Ferguson. See one of them ones, right? And I'm up to the door, aye, who's that? He shouted his name, didn't he? And I was like, what the fuck you doing down here? He says, rolling about with a screw. And I think, and I ended up going out to meet him, right, in the exercise yard. And he'd gravel, see, like gravel embedded in his face, as if he was fucking getting dragged along the ground, because he was fucking bonkers, man. It's what I said, his game was fuck. He didn't give a fuck who you were, man. He just attacks, man. And I was like, how the fuck are you doing here? And he was saying he attacked somebody coming out of the rec room, and the screw tried to split it up or something. They just started fucking battling the screw. I know. I was like, fuck it. He says, I get rugby tackled right along the, so see in Ballina outside the rec rooms, it's like paved road. You know what I mean? Gravelly road, man. He's fucking got half the road stuck in his face, man. Like, fuck me. What a boy. But he ended up passing away when I was in Low Moss in 2013. Shite, you know what I mean? Just waste of life, innit? You know what I mean? I think he left behind a kid, not well, in fact I don't think he did. I've never even met his kid, but talk to his man, that, you know what I mean? But fucking I always wonder, like, if he's still here, would they have got his cell together or what, no? Because you kinda like to see that, you know what I mean? It's good to see that, so it is, like, see like somebody coming through shit like that, and then eventually they turn it round, but it's fucking hard, innit? But I hope you liked that. I'm just fucking got to chill the rest of the night. Got to put a pot of stew totties and carrots on with the gravy. Could eat it for days, man. It's too good. Soup's good. Before I go, but cheers everybody. It's following the page and watching shit and commenting and all that. It's good to kind of see it growing. And shout out to a couple of my pals that are sending messages and all that through people, whatever, do you know what I mean? If they see this, they'll know who they are. Hope yous get out soon, time flies, whatever. Don't fancy it anymore, man. Jails just look totally different now. They look unrecognisable. Just fucking horrendous, man. Know what I mean? But as I says, cheers for tuning in. Not anyway. Just thought I'd do a wee different story the day, as I says, because obviously, like, just try to mix it up sometimes. You know what I mean, and not just sitting talking about the same shit all the time. Want it to be like pure varied, but like, it's all about crime in some way, because it is really the only thing that this channel's about. It's not like I'm going to come on and start talking about fucking motors or fucking boats. I just see that new C-130 boat and all that. It's it. What? How do we get on to that? But anyway, you all take care. Have a good night, and I will see you next time I'm back home. But if any's are like, see, like, because obviously there's people going on like, do you know anything about like Mitchell case? Do you know anything about this case or that case? Like, see if there's any cases like that you even know about that I don't, obviously, because I don't know everything. Obviously, just send it in a fucking comment or an email. So obviously, like, there's some people that's left comments about certain cases that I'd never heard about, and they're Scottish ones, obviously. So it is kind of good to find out new ones that are like, because I like interesting ones, not just mundane shit like fucking it's pure vinegar, you know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to minimise any sort of violent offending, obviously, but I mean, it has to catch my eye for me to kind of talk about it. But aye, so you all have a good night, and I'll speak to you next time I'm on. Catch yous.